once we began to really design a process, we decided that it was very important to listen to the city in the same way that I had been listening the year before, but that we also wanted to really listen and understand what was going on. And so we had to design some questions to conduct some kind of an inquiry in the city. And it became clear to us that it was important what questions we asked. And because we'd been focusing on being in a conversation ourselves that was regenerative, we thought it was important to ask questions that people would appreciate being asked. We had noted, and this was really an aha moment in the design team, when we asked ourselves about the resistances to a process like this, it had come to our collective attention that we thought the greatest enemy of a process of regeneration in the city was the fact that cynicism was viewed as appropriate, and that cynicism was the enemy of hope. That as soon as people responded by saying nothing new is possible, we tried that before, it didn't work, it'll never be funded, that would erode whatever hope people might have. And so we needed something that could undermine this cynicism passing for sophistication. And so we wanted to ask questions that really opened people up, that were really constructive. And we also raised the question of ourselves. Are there any forums in which we ourselves are reliably not cynical, that we don't get drawn into that dynamic of public conversation? And we said, yes, we're not cynical when we speak to our own children, because we realize in conversation with our children how damaging that would be. You know, if a child said, wow, I want to grow up to be something amazing, you know, that you don't look at a child and say, that's never going to happen, you're too dumb, or no one's going to pay for that. And yet we were in the habit of doing that with other adults. And so we thought, you know, what would it be if we got children involved in asking the questions? So we really were kind of shocked out of our cynicism, and people had to reach deeper for the hope that was in them. And so and there were, again, some good scriptural precedents about old men seeing visions and young men dreaming dreams, and the dynamic between the generations. And because also everyone in the design team shared the concern that young people were very much at risk in our city, and it didn't matter whether they were poor or rich. The young lives were being lost just at an unconscionable rate. So we thought if we could do something that would both disarm the cynicism and also raise up the lives and hopes of young people who are otherwise being set aside, that would be a very dramatic thing to do that would really be a sign of hope for the whole city. So that's where we decided to begin. And we then had to test the questions that we had designed by having young people field test them. And I asked, as the person to do that, the young person who had come and kicked the tires and most vigorously in looking at the whole process, who wasn't sure it could work, I asked her if she would lead a forum where the young people field tested the questions to see if they would work. Leslie Welch did so, and the questions greatly improved. And so by the time we went out into the field, with a design which had been really field tested by the young people who were going to use it, and we had mobilized a small army of young people at risk to go out and be the interviewers in the city process.